In 2019, I trained in San Diego at Alliance MMA. This is where Alex Gustafsson did his camp for John Jones in 2013. They told me he wasn't good enough to learn the takedown defense. But what they did do instead is drill get-ups. And this is the reason why I'm not scared of getting taken down anymore. These are the core concepts to make sure that you can't get pinned down on the floor, so if someone does take you down, it doesn't really matter. When we get taken down in any position, we need to make sure we have anti-wrestling concepts into play. If I'm grabbing hold of Adam, I'm engaging in the wrestle. But what I need to do instead is make some sort of space. The way I'm going to do this is by having some sort of frame. I can put frames in his face and start pushing to create the space. But once we've created some sort of space away from our hips, we can then start progressing. But I can't do this if my hips are flat. After the space is made, I'm looking to get onto one hip. We can use this by getting onto a post. Now I'm on one hip, I have a bottom leg. That is the most important part with all of this, is finding your bottom leg. If I am square, getting up is very hard. Adam, just hold my legs here, both legs nice and high. If I try and start getting up, it's very hard. But if he has control of my top leg only, I can use my bottom leg to get back and then get up for the wrestle. But if it was the other way around, and he has my bottom leg, it's very hard to get up. We still have to take in consideration all the same principles when we're going from this double leg position. I'm gonna look to get his head and leg the same side. Then I'm gonna look to get a frame to push his head away, base, get onto one hip. I don't rock to get on one hip, I butt scoop out. I can then work on ripping this bottom leg out to get back. As Adam starts trying to hold me down and I get up, I've now been able to stand up and we're going to work our normal wrestling defense from there. But if you can't get pinned down on the floor, if they take you down, it doesn't really matter. It's not going to scare you and it's not going to cause you any problems. It doesn't matter what position we're in. If we're in side control, the concepts are all the same. Frames first, then free your bottom leg, then use that to get your bottom leg back and get to your feet. I'm going to work on frames first. And then I'm going to use my feet to get my butt out. I've made some space. Normally in jiu-jitsu, you'll use your bottom leg. But I'm going to make sure I can get my top leg in to extend, frame, post, leg can go back. Now as Adam starts to wrestle, I can start getting up and getting back to my feet. It doesn't matter what position we're in. If we're in half guard, for example, same thing applies. If Adam can control this leg, I start trying to post out and rip my bottom leg out, it is not working because he's got my bottom leg. If you come around this side, Donald, see here, he's got a good control. It's very hard to rip it out. I need to work on getting my frame on the inside to free this grip so I can rip the leg back. And now as Adam progresses, he goes for the takedown, I can then get back to my feet. This is why Alex was so successful in his fight v John Jones, because his whole camp was all about drilling getting up off the floor. It wasn't about drilling takedown defense, it was about drilling being on the floor, using the frames, getting the bottom leg back and getting out. But it doesn't start when you're on the floor. As Adam goes to take me down, he lifts me up, gets me off the floor. Now, if I'm too stiff and I'm thinking just about the takedown, it's gonna be very hard. As he goes to take me down, I'm thinking about getting my butt back straight away because I've made space. If he stays down, he's not on my hips anymore. If he's higher up, it's very hard to get my leg out. That's why as soon as I land, a butt scoop, he's now lower. I can work on getting his head and leg the same size, getting my post. I've got my frame, rip my bottom leg out and get back to my feet so then I can start striking. Let's recap the main points. Point number one, we're gonna work on getting our frames first. These frames are going to allow us to make space. That is point number two. Once you have space, we can work on getting onto our hip, and then once we're on our hip, we're going to work on freeing our bottom leg. If you can master these four main points, you don't need to worry about getting taken down. This is just one concept that I teach. If you want 99 more that you can steal for completely free, check out the first link below for some daily emails. And if you want to learn how to fight like a pro, even if you're not, check out Sway No Skills, the second link below. I'll see you in the next one. Bish, bash, bosh, pow!